From the culture of the American South, where roots hold stories, comes a natural deodorant inspired by generations of wisdom. Introducing Rootwork, the all-natural foundational Black American-based deodorant infused with the magic of High John the Conqueror root. Our unique blend enriched with this legendary root offers 24-hour protection, rooted in the power of nature. Embrace this deodorant that celebrates culture, history, and your well-being. Unlock the magic of Rootwork today. Experience the pure essence of nature. Visit rootworkstyle.com and make the switch to a healthier, cultural choice.
So we can get busy doing what we do. How y'all live? How are y'all living? Is everybody good? Hope everybody's good out there. Everybody pop on in. And let's chop it up like we always do. It is Friday, the fly day. And I hope everybody had a good week. I know everybody, a lot of people's kids are out for the holiday now. So that's a good thing. Y'all can spend time with your kids and family and do some family vacationing and do what you need to do. Speaking of family, we have a celebration event tomorrow at the Hidden History Museum. You guys can go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com and get your tickets to join us. We got complimentary food, music, drinks, comedy. It's going to be a real nice vibe out here in LA. Get your tickets at hiddenhistorymuseum.com, RSVP. You got to RSVP, get your tickets online. But a lot of stuff we got to touch on. First of all, the woman, Hannah, what's Hannah's name? Hannah Payne, what's that woman's name? I always forget her name. I get my white supremacists mixed up all the time. But the white woman, the suspected white supremacist, Hannah Payne, I had it right. So she got sentenced today. She got life in prison. They gave her life. What's up, Cece? They gave her life in prison, but she did get the possibility of parole. I don't know why the judge did that, but the judge is a tether. I will say that. That judge is a Caribbean judge, and I don't know why that judge gave that woman the possibility of parole. She should not get no damn parole. Eat that life. Go ahead and get that life and eat that thing up. I don't like how they are reporting it, by the way. Even the reports on the case, they're still on code. They were like, Hannah Payne sentenced to life for murder of a man during a, quote, citizen's arrest. That wasn't no damn citizen's arrest. That was a damn murder. Look at how they're trying to frame that. Even the media, they're still trying to be on code. That wasn't no damn citizen's arrest. You walking up to somebody, shooting them in the damn chest at point blank range. Where's the arrest? That was a damn targeted murder. So yeah, watch how they stay on code. Again, the dominant society, when it comes to these white supremacist women, suspect women, they stay on code with them. Everybody stays on code. We have to learn how to be codified about certain things, ladies and gentlemen. And another thing we got to talk about, speaking of codification, there were some suspected white supremacist Latinos who got arrested out here in LA. The ringleader is a dude named Eden Enamorado. And he bills himself as an activist. And I've seen a lot of liberal white people kind of caping for the guy. Like, oh God, Eden, he's an activist. He got arrested. Oh, this sounds like some kind of retaliation by the police. He does a lot of good work. No, he doesn't. This white Hispanic activist, Eden, he's infamous for targeting black people in Los Angeles. These are some low-key anti-black racists. Several of us, myself included, Connie Collins included, Sister Milena, I think she was targeted by them. These folks are known for going around LA targeting prominent black people. They're very much against the reparations movement. They don't want us to get reparations. They try to intimidate us. We have suspected them of targeting and vandalizing the Hidden History Museum. These are the people that we've been talking about. Allegedly, I'm gonna say that we've suspected them of targeting the museum with vandalism. This is how serious it is. So they arrested these people on conspiracy. Now the police they've acknowledged that these guys are some bullshit fake activists. They pretend to be activists, but what they really do is they go around harassing people and targeting people. They target people and harass them for internet clout, for internet clicks, which is absolutely true. They go around here talking about they're doing this to protect street vendors. These dudes are pathological liars. They make up shit about us. We done been to court with these guys. Connie's went to court against these guys. I've been to court against some of these guys. I'm telling you firsthand, we've been dealing with these assholes. They are not for any underserved communities. These are a bunch of anti-black racists who are clicked in with the damn Democrats because I want to know who else is funding these people. Now, this Eden guy, he said on one of his social media things that he did some stuff with Bernie Sanders. So these guys are clicked in with some type of DNC people, I think. And because black people, we are talking about reparations and we ain't really putting the cape on for immigration, these people are doing a bunch of intimidation tactics against prominent black folks. And they've been doing this shit for a while. So when you see the name Eden Enamorado pop up, don't let these white liberals try to make it seem like these guys are doing good work. No, they're not. These guys are very, 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 very anti-black. That Richard Batista guy, I don't know why he's not in the arrest lineup because they got a whole bunch of them. So they must have done some investigation and saw that these guys are conspiring to do all of these violent acts and some of these vandalism acts, which we've known about and we've seen them do this stuff firsthand. So it's a real interesting dynamic, man. Um, let me get. We got a lot of folks in here. Sir Major, let me get Sir Major in here. Sir Major, hop on, brother. Sir Major, hop on.
Tariq, what's up,
I'm
Tariq?
good.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Man, did you hear what the hell is happening in Congress right now? There's a Bussy bandit popping Bussy in the Senate chamber hearings. Did you see that? That's going viral right now. And then also Cardi B made this um, racial lace-filled, if you will, rant about her husband, who I guess is allegedly is cheating. Did you see those videos?
I seen that, and yeah, she's having like a little breakdown or whatever. But what happened with the dude in Congress? Who's the guy?
Man, we don't know who he is right now. Folks are trying to find out. He is a congressional staffer with the Democratic Senator Ben Cardin. So that's all folks know now. They're trying to find out who he is.
Okay, I'm
Um,
looking at it now. Okay, I'm looking at it now. Ben Cardin.
yeah,
Okay, I'm
and
looking
this is
at it.
like very similar, Tariq, to what we saw from
What
that
the
that
what the
community.
fuck? Oh, whoa, what the hell? Hold on, I'm looking at what the hell is this nigga doing? I'm looking at this now. Oh my
Oh,
god.
he went to Pound Town, man.
Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. You should have gave me a warning. I didn't know. Oh, this was. Oh, God. Okay.
This is
Whoa,
very similar, man, to what happened at
whoa,
Pride.
dude, man, these dudes, he getting his back blown out. What the fuck, man? Is this like is
No,
this a
this is real,
DNC
man.
person?
This shit is real. Um,
Whoa,
and it's
man.
consistent from this LGBT community. When you see what they did at the White House during Pride weekend, the trans person went topless, and so this is the Democratic agenda, and I just wanted to highlight
Wow,
that.
my man. Thank you so much. Yeah. So this is basically some Democrat dude. He's a staffer of the Democrat senator. He filmed a gay sex scene in the Senate hearing room. Man, dude, man, the Democrats they're losing their damn minds, man. The Democrats are crashing out. These folks are losing their damn minds. Good freaking grief, man. Wow, wow, wow. Man. Dude, this is why a lot of black people are putting the cape on for Trump. Look, all Trump has to do is offer black folks. So if Trump offers black people anything tangible, the Democrats are done. The Trump people, man, this should be a shoe in. All they have to do is give us some tangibles. If they give us some tangibles, they got it. They can destroy the Democrats. The Democrats, they've lost their minds now with this bussy action, with these anti-black um, immigrants targeting us. But we're keeping an eye on this case with this Eden Enamorado guy, and I want the family to keep an eye out on that too, and watch the people who try to cape for these cats, because again, they use these people to intimidate black people, to harass us, to target us, to try to use violence, and I want to know who's funding some of these people, because I think that they're getting money and funding from some higher ups. This is my conjecture. Reverend Tim.
How you doing, Tariq? Thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask you a question here.
Yes, sir.
Hey, have you seen the propaganda video or documentary of it's called The Fall of Minneapolis about what they did about
No,
George Floyd? Have you watched that?
no. What's that about?
It's a lie piece that a right wing Liz Collins, who is married to the police chief, did about George Floyd, calling him a liar, putting out his dirty work, and things of that sort. Got all these white people up in Minnesota, all up in arms and everything. It's got like almost 5 million views. Um, if you get opportunity, take a look at that, man.
I'm going to look at that. I'm going to, because these people, look, the white supremacists, boy, they hate taking an L, and they felt like they took an L with Chavin going to prison. Black people hit the streets and forced the hand of the dominant society to prosecute that guy. They hate taking an L. Just like they hate kind of taking an L with this Hannah Payne lady, that we forced their hand to prosecute that woman. We've been on that woman's bumper for 4 years to get her prosecuted down there. And this is why I did a broadcast the other day telling black people, stop being scared, because you got black people standing outside the court. I think one of the black prosecutors like, well, we didn't want to focus on race now. We just want it to be about facts. Hey, we don't know if it's racially motivated. I really hate when black people have to start apologizing because we're so afraid of power. When we exercise power on these white supremacists, we start getting scared. Stop being scared, black people. You're supposed to have power. Every group, they're supposed to have some semblance of power. We're not supposed to be the powerless people just walking around being victimized all the time. We have the wherewithal to exert power to stop people from harming our asses and making examples out of some of these damn white supremacists, and stop being apologetic about that shit. You ain't supposed to have your loved ones shot up by some damn rogue ass white supremacist trying to be the next Zimmerman. No. Everybody get on code and make sure that ass is going to get that right justice. And don't be outside the courtroom with a peroxide blonde hairstyle. Oh, well, everything ain't about race now. Well, I don't want other white people to be mad at me. I'm sorry we had to punish you now. I still love me some white people now. Cut that out, man. Let her ass go to jail and do what she do in jail. You do the crime, you do the damn time. Stop apologizing, black folks. That's what it is. Y'all go listen to my broadcast I did yesterday. I really broke that down. And also, I talked about, speaking of movies, I was breaking down that movie, Leave the World Behind. Y'all really got to peep that movie. A lot of folks don't like the ending of the movie because the movie had a big build-up and it wasn't a real payoff like people wanted. People wanted to have something explained at the end. They wanted somebody to explain what the hell was going on. And I think them not explaining exactly who was doing all of this stuff to America, I think that added to the suspense of the movie. It is, but I understand how people, you want a payoff. There's this big build up in the movie. There's something. There's something going on, and there's this big buildup, and you don't know what's happening. So there's so many things in the movie that you need to see. There's a lot of things in the movie that you need to peep out, that you need to catch. And I broke down a lot of the Easter eggs in the movie, and there's a whole bunch of other ones. There's one, a lot of the symbolisms in that movie is very interesting. Like there's a black man who owned a house, and a white family was doing an Airbnb there. When these disasters started happening, the black man wanted to go back to his house with his daughter, and he made a deal with the white family. Like, yeah, you rented our house for the weekend. We'll stay in the basement while you stay in the above part of the house. Look at the symbolism there. Look at that symbolism. That's the symbolism of America. We sat here and built the shit. We built the house, but we have to be on the basement and the bottom rung of the house we built. Look at those symbolisms that they're putting out there. We have to peep that. Also, another thing in the movie, they kept the black man, his wife, they kept referencing the fact that the wife is in Morocco. In the movie, they kept saying, "Yeah, my wife is in Morocco, and I'm trying to find my wife. She's in Morocco. She's in Morocco." That's a very interesting thing too, because see, Morocco is they they use that. Morocco was the first country to recognize the United States sovereignty. The U.S. The first treaty the United States made was with Morocco. So when the United States got its independence, when it became its own nation, Morocco allied with the United States. I think that was a very significant reference too. So we got to catch all those little Easter eggs and what they mean. Um, from what I understand, in the book, the black man's name was George Washington, but in the movie, I think it was George Scott or something. And that's very, we got to look at all of that stuff that they put out there. Also, another thing later on in the movie, when a little girl went to this bunker, there was a wealthy family and they had a bunker in their house. She broke in and she got into their bunker. If you notice, all the food they had a whole bunch of Uncle Ben's and Aunt Jemima stuff stocked up in the pantry. They had all of this food with black images on it. The Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, that's significant too. How they've eaten off black folks. I think that was a very interesting symbolism. Another symbolic thing too in the movie was the fact that that little white girl kept looking at the movie Friends. She was obsessed with the movie Friends. Well, I'm not the movie, the television show. The television show Friends. The television show Friends was a common theme in the movie. In fact, the movie ended with the little girl watching the show Friends. All of this chaos is going on. There's basically being a reset, a reboot of the United States, and this little girl is obsessed with watching the show Friends. Now, I want y'all to think about something. What is Friends really known for? Think about it. What is the show Friends really known for, which was a complaint for a long time? The television show Friends was infamous for not having black people on that shit. Remember? If y'all remember, the biggest complaint about Friends, and that was something that a lot of people in white society liked, that show was infamous about not having any black people on it. You understand? I don't remember no black people being on that show. And that was a complaint that a lot of people had about Friends. So this movie kept pumping up Friends. And I think that was part of the message they were sending, building a society where black people are not prominent. So we have to catch all those little Easter eggs in movies like that. It's a real interesting thing. Let me get Just Eve in here. Just Eve. Just Eve, hop on, ma'am.
Peace to you, Tariq. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good, dear. How
I'm
are you?
doing well. Man, I just love how energy works. And you were talking about Black people got to stop being scared. And we need to be unapologetic and Professor Black Truth was just talking about that tonight in Spaces, and I just wanted to shout out the new Black media for being news that we can really use in real time. And I really like when y'all are touching on the same topics. It just shows how on code we are as a people. And if we can pick up on the synchronicities, then man, we're gonna be zooming. And
Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
thanks.
Thank you, dear. I got to peep that. Yeah, shout out to Professor Black Truth. Shout out to our brother Jason Black, and several other brothers and sisters in the new Black media. Yeah, I got to peep that broadcast out from Professor Black Truth. He's always dropping heat. Let's get Mr. E and J. Mr. E and J, hop on. Mr. E and J.
What up, Tariq? What's going on with you, bro? Good, sir.
I'm good, brother. How
I'm
are you?
chilling. I'm chilling. Hey, I got a question for you. I'm from Bakersfield, so
Yes,
yeah, I work in a high school, right? So I'm like an advisor for the BSU, Black Student Union. So we right here in Bakersfield. I'm trying to see like if I could take these students over there to the Hidden History Museum, like like what would the cost be? Do you do like discounts for high school students? I'm trying to get in some game, but I
absolutely.
appreciate that.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Call us. Call the you look up the number online. Call the manager there, Shannon, and we'll set it up. Bring the kids. Absolutely, bring the kids. People bring kids there all the time in schools, and they do it all the time. So yeah, come on down, man. We'll make it happen.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right, brother. Peace. Oh yeah, and yeah, we have high school students and elementary students come to the museum all the time. Yeah, absolutely. If y'all want to come to the museum and bring the students, bring them on down. We'll make it happen. Y'all let us know. We'll get everything scheduled for you. You can go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com for more information. And also, we're having an event at the museum tomorrow. And y'all, if you're in LA, y'all come on down, hiddenhistorymuseum.com. We're going to have a great time tomorrow night. Join me, have a great meal, vibe with like minded black folks. It's a vibe. Let's get Mansa. Let's get Mansa in here. What's up, Nikki the God? I see you down there, beloved. Mansa, Mr. Mansa. All right, we gotta give him a minute for his phone to turn on. Right? You good over there, Mr. Mansa? Mr. Mansa, you
Hey,
holding? There you.
hey, Terry, how's it going?
I'm good, Mr. Mansa. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, I just want to ask you a question, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So I saw a post on your feed today. Why did you assume that the African kid who's 12 years old, and why did you assume that he's not 12? Why would you do that?
Look, okay, because y'all have a history of lying about your age. And let me explain what he's referencing. There's a story about a quote unquote 12-year-old kid who was born in West Africa. He looks 23 years old. And they're talking about how he's this basketball phenom at 12. The dude clearly looks like he's in his late teens. And most likely the dude don't have a birth certificate, and he probably did what a lot of y'all do. Y'all be saying you way younger than what you are. So based on history and eyesight, the dude just don't look 12 years old. So is that a leap for us to say, hey, this might be a finesse?
Yeah, that's a leap. I mean, just because it happened in one case doesn't mean that that's the same as, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean that it happens in every case.
But most likely it is. You dig?
No, I
Most
don't.
likely, yeah.
Which is why,
Because
which
y'all
is why
do that, dude. Because truth be told, y'all don't have birth certificates, dudes. A lot of y'all don't know what days you were born. So y'all come over here, y'all come to the West, and
Terry,
then
you're just talking gibberish. For you to say
do
y'all,
Ubuntu,
you're just
Ubuntu.
assuming. You're casting a
Oh,
wide net and saying everybody
yes,
doesn't have
and
a birth
Ubuntu,
certificate, which we all
Ubuntu.
do. I
You
do have a
do
birth certificate. I was born in Africa. I have a birth
what?
certificate.
Where in Africa were you born, sir?
I was born in Mali.
Okay. Now, sir, most of y'all in Mali don't have birth certificates, and you know it. Y'all don't keep birth records
And,
like
and,
that,
and where did you get that stat from?
sir. I study, and just
You
knowing
study
the
what?
history,
No, no, give
sir.
me no. Cite
uh,
a study. You got to cite something.
Sir,
You just can't say,
uh,
"Yo, I study this."
Sir, well, let's just do a Google search of it. How about that? Because I study this stuff. I've studied what's
Okay.
going on in Mali.
So
Sir,
now you
y'all
have
don't.
no. You say you study it, and now you have to do a Google search.
I'm
So
saying,
which
hell,
means that
just
you
look
didn't
up some
study it.
shit.
You're
I'm
just
just telling.
assuming
I'm
because he's
studying the
African.
Ubuntu. Okay, sir. I study the people, not just one book. I'm not. I don't have to cite a book. I study the people. I study the culture. It's not just one source. Just studying the culture. And from what I've seen over there in Mali and other places, but Mali in particular, you guys don't have birth certificates like that. You understand? Now, am I telling
Yo,
the truth
Terry.
or lie?
No, you're not telling the truth because you don't know the tradition, you don't know the culture, you don't know how births are actually recorded in Africa, especially where I'm from. People
You
where
you
I'm from
you
know.
you,
No, listen
you,
though,
you,
listen.
you have what?
People, you don't know how people record when people were born and all that stuff where I'm from because where I'm from, people knew how to write in Arabic like 1,000, probably like 500 to 800 years ago before we learn how to write, before we learn how to speak European
Okay,
languages, right?
family,
People knew how to
dude,
listen though.
go good. Hit Google
People were
now.
literate. People were
Okay, hold
literate.
on. He's babbling. This babble. Go to Google. 148 misplaced children lack birth certificates in Mali. 148,000. Thousands of the. Okay, and like I said, you could just do a simple Google search.
You said
These folks don't be having
148.
birth
How many million
certificates,
people are there in Mali, bro? You said
dude. Just
148,000.
like I
Come on,
said.
that's like a very minute portion of the population. What are you talking
Dude,
about?
and dude, y'all be going places, y'all run from these nations, y'all go to some western nation, you don't have any paperwork, so y'all go places and then claim to
No,
be
no. Are
younger
you
than
saying
what
that
you
I don't
are.
have no paperwork? Or are you saying some people from my country have no
General,
paperwork?
and I don't even know if you have paper. Well, you're driving Uber, so you probably have something, but a lot of y'all don't have paperwork, and y'all come over here with paperwork scams. That's not a stretch, dude.
That's a
Y'all have
stretch.
all types of
That that
scams with.
that's more than a stretch, bro. That's it's ridiculous.
That is not a stretch. Y'all have all types of paperwork scams, doctorate scams. Y'all do. I'm not making that up because you
You,
like y'all like to brag about all the degrees you have, but you don't brag about all of the about all of the
Tariq, you're
degree.
just talking out your
But
ass.
no. Y'all don't brag about all the finessing y'all do to get fake degrees, and you pretend to be doctors and pretend to be nursing students and all of that. Just tell all of it. That's my thing.
So, look, how would somebody from my country who's not like actually from America learn how to forge like a document stating that they'll actually have a degree when they don't have it?
Dude, y'all got all
Why
types
would you
of
go the length of actually go the length of actually forging a document instead of going to school? It just doesn't
dude.
make sense to me.
A lot of y'all do that, sir. A lot of y'all do it. Y'all got
That's just way too much
a lot
effort
of
for no
you
reason.
have Ubuntu. Calm down. A lot of you have hookups over here. You got a cousin or an uncle who got some kind of finesse going, and y'all have a little finesse ring going. Not all of you, but it's very common, sir. So it's not like I'm reaching. You
No, no.
understand?
Look,
Go ahead, Ubuntu. Go ahead, Ubuntu. Go ahead, bro.
okay, I was muted when you said well, go ahead, so that's why I didn't speak. But I'm just
No,
trying to say
no,
I didn't come
sir.
here.
No,
Yeah, I didn't
sir.
come here. uh,
Sorry, it
Go
wasn't
ahead.
me. It was a zebra kick your phone out of your hand. It wasn't me. But go ahead.
All right, Terry. Listen, I didn't come here to actually argue with you. I came to ask a question so you could clarify why you assume that the kid who actually is in fact 12 years old is not 12 years old, which is actually ridiculous. You should stop
Because
doing
based
that.
on looks and
I mean,
history, I don't
you
believe.
have a following and you have to be a little more.
Okay, don't ask me a question and then talk over me when I answer, Umbutu. This ain't the immigration office. You got to calm down. You ask me a question, I'm going to answer it. I don't think he's 12 years old because a lot of you have a history of finessing. There's videos of dudes going up in Europe looking old as hell. I'm 15, nigga. I'm a teenager looking like Danny fucking Glover. So it's a common finesse that a lot of people run. And a lot of people from over there don't have birth certificates, sir. That's the reality. So that's not a stretch. By the way, what month were you born, sir?
A tiger not interviewing me here. You know what I'm
What
saying?
month were what month were you born, sir?
Are you assuming I don't know what month I was born in?
What month? No, this is not a trick question. What month were you
It
born,
sounds like a trick question,
sir?
but okay.
Sir,
I'm a
what's your
Taurus.
birthday?
I'm a
What
Taurus.
your
I was
what's
born.
your
I was born in May, so I'm a Taurus.
Okay, I think you're just making that up right now, sir.
I
Well,
mean, you can say that. Like, you know what's
does
crazy
your
though? Because
does
it was
your
just
does your birth
assuming
certificate say
if
January 1st?
little if we were
Does your birth Umbutu, stop it? Does your birth certificate say January 1st?
why it said January 1st? I was born in May.
I don't
It
know.
wouldn't make sense to. It wouldn't make sense to say that.
But because a lot of y'all
Right.
come over here and your birthdays are all January 1st. That's a
I, I
very
mean,
common
I
thing.
mean, if they were born on January 1st, then why would the
No,
birth
but they
certificate not
weren't
say
born on,
January 1st?
because a lot of them weren't born on
But look,
January.
look, it's crazy for
Go
because
ahead.
I could look at your one of your good friends, so major, and assume that he's not black. That nigga's actually pink, but he's
Oh,
black.
well,
So you
hell,
know what I'm saying?
you
So
know what? No,
if
no,
we were,
no. You know what's pink is y'all mama with all that damn cake soap. Y'all lighter than Sir Major over there with that cake soap. You got light faces and black ass hands. So you can't talk about who's pink. I've seen some of them women over there and all that damn cake soap. You look like Beyonce in the face and Akon by the feet. So we're not going to go there about skin tones and skin colors. We're not going to do that. You don't want to play that game, sir. Not with all the cake soap that's happening over there. All right?
yeah, Tariq. So let's not go assuming what age people are based on looks. You
And
understand?
sir, can you
So
quiet
let's
your
let's let's,
hyena?
let's
Can
not do
you
that.
can you quiet your hyena in the back? That thing is, sir,
Let's
quiet.
not do that. That's a dog. That's a dog.
Okay, no, throw it some chicken wings or something. It's
Yeah,
really
that's a dog.
disturbing.
That's a dog, bro. Like, I'm in
No,
Africa right
that's
now.
not
I'm
no
in
regular
Kimboku.
dog.
No,
That's
yeah,
not no
I'm
regular dog. That's not a
bro.
regular
I'm
dog.
back. I'm home. I'm home.
I know. That's what
I know you
you
don't
and
have.
Molly know.
I know you don't have access to
That's
exotic
nigga.
animals where you are,
That's an
but you
African
know what I'm saying.
jackal. That's an African
So
jackal you got in the background, nigga.
I know you wish you had access
I've
to.
never seen a musty dog. How was the dog musty? Look, get some Rootwork deodorant at rootworkstyle.com and rub it on the dog's paws and underarms because the dog is barking musty. So let's do that. I think Rootwork might work for animals too, sir.
That's some shit to do in Inglewood.
Right. Rub it.
All right, man. Hey, Tariq, it was not hanging out. Thank you. Thanks for
All
having me.
right.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Lord. Oh goodness. What kind of that's not no regular damn dog. I, I knew he wasn't here. I never heard dogs bark like that. That's some potential bush meat that he about to cook up, whatever that was. That's something in an oven he got back there. He's about to boil up and put some seasoning on. My lord, he's over there boiling bush meat, and the animal is crying for help. Poor animal. I don't know what animal that was, but God bless him. But again, the 12-year-old, quote unquote, that dude don't look like no damn 12-year-old. Y'all do that all the time. Y'all, what's that other basketball player? Was it Matumbo? Was it Matumbo? What was his name? And they didn't know how old he was. He was an NBA player. What was his name? I want to say Matumbo. That tall brother. He was from I want to say he was from Sudan somewhere, and nobody really knew his age. So that happens all the time. They sit up here and act like, oh, he's a young phenom. Not really. That's just an old nigga who ain't got no birth certificate playing with some kids. He's not a phenom. You dig? If show me a birth certificate, then I'll pop my collar. Don't put no old nigga out here with no kids talking about, ooh, he's got a bright future ahead. No, that nigga is the future. He old. You understand? So yeah, show me a birth certificate, then I'll pop my collar. Fuck all that. Man, and speaking of Hidden History Museum, we got the holiday package deal. The sale ends in a few hours. We have a holiday package deal, and the sale is going to end in a few hours, ladies and gentlemen. And that package deal is at hiddenhistorymuseum.com. We have, speaking of history, we have a children's book called Hidden Heroes from A to Z, and a whole bunch of other wonderful things included in that package. And you can get that at hiddenhistorymuseum.com. It's a great holiday package and a gift package to give your family, especially your children. All right.